While we're there, let's see if we can. Let's. Who
Pops
remembers
is
this?
posted up now.
Yeah, I see him. Let's see who remembers this.
Are you ready to do this? I
Yeah,
just want
yeah,
to know.
oh,
I
yeah,
want to know.
sure,
Okay.
sure, yeah.
So, his name is Cornell Sladen, by the way.
Cornell, okay.
So, Cornell, you're live on We Are Something Else podcast. Good evening to you.
I didn't like it.
All right. Well, we didn't even get to the first question yet, but we got our. I read the email, and you kind of dogged the show. First of all, you said that we weren't funny, and I just want to know what didn't you find funny about the show, or whatever skit you're talking about.
I didn't like it.
All right. So the idea of trying to figure out how we can make the show better for our listeners is to get some positive reinforcement or just some
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. All right. So what episode would you particularly say that you didn't really care for?
I didn't like it.
All right. Well, he's consistent with that, I say. All right. Well,
consistent in his answers and consistent in watching the show.
Right. Okay. So did you obviously interacted with us on live? Would at least give us some feedback on how we can make our Facebook Live, our Instagram Live videos better.
I didn't like it.
All right. Okay. So how about this? Let's try something else. What didn't you like about it?
I didn't like it. It.
All right. Well, with the little bit that you've given us, we're gonna try to make it better, I guess. IT.
And I don't think he means Isaiah Thomas
or Pennywise.
Or Pennywise.
Oh, well. All right. Well, Cornell,
okay.
Thank you, and we're getting ready to actually record the show now. So hopefully you'll listen. We'll be on Facebook Live, and thank you for your feedback.
You're welcome. Still didn't like it.
Experience and and a few phone calls with a friend.
Thank you for sharing kind of that as a process. Do you mind pulling the curtain back a little bit on the mystery? Because I feel like a lot of people say, go to therapy, but really if you haven't gone through that, you have no idea what you're kind of stepping into. So what is in layman's terms, what is therapy and kind of what are some of the common goals that people are trying to get at?
Okay, so I like how you asked what is therapy. I've never been asked that before. It's really a process that really delves into your background, into your emotional concerns. So for example, I have people that come to me because they've suffered childhood trauma, which could fall under sexual abuse, physical abuse, things like that. Some people come in because they're experiencing difficulties in the workplace. So it can range from microaggressions to having a role that's very demanding and it can be difficult to manage sometimes, or struggling with managing other people, different things like that. And I would say too, in terms of experiencing different traumas, these are things that just are outside of the normal range of your emotional capacity. So it could be anything from getting into a car accident to having lost your job. It could be having to have pregnancy termination, any of those things that really go beyond, your emotion, your normal range of okay, this wasn't normal for me kind of thing.
Right.
Let's jump to a question from our comment crew. How are you going to deal with those who are struggling with the pandemic and those who are depressed over the holidays?
So yes, the pandemic I think it's really affected everybody in different ways. I know it's affected me personally. I know it's very difficult not being able to really physically socialize with your family and having to, stay at home for the most part, for those of us who've been really trying to, flatten the curve. And it's hard because you get cabin fever. You feel okay, I've been sitting in the house, I've been sitting in front of this computer for 40 hours a week plus. for some other people. And it's like, okay, I need something else.
Yeah, you need something to look forward to.
Yeah. I know everybody's different. I've really been trying to encourage people to get outside, at least go for a walk for like 15 minutes. I know it's not the cure all to everything, but it is a little bit of something where you can get some fresh air and you can get just outside of the walls of your home. I've also encouraged people to get indoor plants. There are some fresh air plants that you can get. And I've been able to see lots of pictures of those on like Instagram and Pinterest and things like that. So that's been helpful. My biggest thing is like more about like, okay, what healthy things do you like to do that can you create a routine with for yourself? So that can go from dancing, which I've done picked up a lot of YouTube videos, especially in the beginning of the summer, doing trying to learn different stuff. I know everybody's been TikToking on 10 lately too. So it's like little fun stuff you can do. And of course, there's always Zoom. So I'll say even with my friends, I'm on WhatsApp with them, quite often. Sometimes we have game nights on Zoom and things like that. So I would, encourage you all to continue to do that to get the social aspect in. And I know other people have been gathering in smaller crowds with their mask on because it does feel impossible to not be around people for extended period of time, which is definitely understandable. It's very difficult to do that. So if everyone is physically socializing, I really still encourage you to wear your mask and keep your numbers low and still quarantine for 2 weeks, which is what I've done. If I've been around people, I just self-quarantine for 2 weeks just to be safe.
Nice. How is it just K or
Lupus, all the pain is gone. Whoa. Pick it up. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Lupus! Oh, holy. Yeah, guys! Whoa!
is it just K? Or is Benny Hinn the biggest crock of shit you've ever seen in its entirety? False prophet, false healer, just taking your money, trying to keep your spirit alive. Now, I played the clip. You see what Benny Hinn is famous for. I remember waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. And look, I don't even know if he calls his practice a church, but that shit being on TV
with that music playing,
that loud music, and when did healing look like it hurt like hell? This guy is throwing people to the ground for healing.
That was a lady,
right? Then there's like I tried to look. I cut whatever clip I could.
We
get.
Just watched domestic violence in the name of the Lord. What the?
What is that? And there's plenty other, like, he cured somebody from cancer. There was somebody who came there on a stretcher, ended up sitting in a wheelchair, and ran out of the church at the end of the night. What is going on here? And people pour money into Benny Hinn. How come this guy has been called into hospitals to cure AIDS? Where was he at 2 years ago when coronavirus broke out? I don't know. I literally saw a video of this guy taking off his blazer, throwing it at somebody who could barely walk. They fell to the ground. What the fuck is in that blazer? They fell to the ground after the blazer hit them and jumped up and did a backflip out the church. False prophets. That's all I got to say. Now let's just go around. I can't be the only one who's ever seen Benny Hinn. I want to start with the resident PK here. I want to start with the resident PK here.
First of all, let me say I applaud you. This was a good segment. I didn't do it this week because I didn't have the energy. Just too much bad shit going on. But I will say I appreciate this one. Yeah, this is funny. This is shit that we watch to just kind of laugh. It really is just. I mean, it really is a show. I mean, like I said, first of all, it's him. Creflo
We don't talk
Dollar.
about Benny. Yeah, Benny the
You
Butcher.
know, right? Creflo Dollar and a bunch of the rest of them, man. This is just something that it's all a gimmick, man. You know what? This is that thing that puts the bad if to lighten the situation. Cleo's known my pops for a while now. Our families are close. You know, Pops was there, you know, for Carolyn. So, you know, there's some connection there. When it comes to stuff like this is where, you know, it's weird for me because, you know, the fact that people believe in a false prophet that is about money over faith. And I think it's more, you know what, the for me, it's not even so much this. Benny Hinn is just one of many. It's the amount of people that are in there that believe that shit that really get me more than just him. Because there's always like that one person, right? But then when you see like a sea of motherfuckers and people who pour into that shit, do you realize how many non-believers there are or non-people that really don't have faith in shit other than a gimmick? And you're just like, wow, there are some really gullible motherfuckers out here.
That shit look like a Michael Jackson concert. People just passing out left and right crying and shit.
CB, what you think?
If this kind of shit was real, I would have already gone there and gotten my hamstrings fixed. Like I'm pretty sure when my man J-Dog, when my man Jesus Cristo was out there performing miracles, he wasn't beating women over the head. That's not how this shit was going down. So, I mean, he's right. Like, it's wild to see, like, because it's like a cult. You know what I mean? Like, it's really wild to see that kind of stuff. And I'm just out here, like, I remember seeing, like, these videos as a kid and just, like, these people are just going to let this man hit them in the face like that? Like, like what? What? Like I said, if this shit was real, this would be bottled up and sold at the local store for a bunch of money. And, you know, like my hamstrings would be golden and I'd never have to worry about any injuries ever. But it's not real. And you better believe if a pastor put his hands on me like that, yeah, nah, dog. Like,
shit, they taking shots. You see, you see me take second, third book.
I mean, probably not. But like I said, man, like this is just wild stuff. Like this is wild activity. We literally watched this dude basically commit domestic violence on television at 3 a.m. in the morning. Like
selling you false prophets, man.
People, what's going on? Lupus, all the pain is gone. Whoa. Pick it up. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Lupus!
I feel like lately a lot of like therapy and mental health has now become like part of the zeitgeist and like part of like culture. We're kind of talking about it openly, and it's become like so common that, you know, I feel like I'm a functioning person, but I don't know whether or not I need therapy or not. And maybe, and like sometimes I'm like, man, maybe I should just go see a therapist because I'm not operating and I just don't know it, that I'm not operating at my full capacity, like emotionally. Like, are there like signs that you should be looking for for like when you might want to seek therapy, or when you think, or are there things that you can even improve just in your everyday life outside of like COVID? Everyone's dealing with stress around that, but like in non-COVID times, are there things like everyday things you could do, or signs you should be looking for in your life where you might want to seek therapy, and then things you could do to kind of address that are kind of simple?
Yeah, definitely. Look at your sleeping patterns. And some people can be like, I've been dealing with this for a long time. I didn't even think it was a problem, kind of thing. And those are some of the things that you probably should look at. So look at how you're sleeping. Are you getting restful sleep? Are you sleeping a normal amount of time? So I would say about 8 hours. And some people, most adults are probably sleeping about 4 to 6.
What is 8?
But
You still get 8?
you know what? You're right. What is 8 hours?
That thing still? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was like, is 8 hours still the norm?
It is still the norm. And look at even like, and honestly, so I'm going to try to explain some symptoms in a way, because some people are going to be like, anxiety, I don't have that. But different signs of anxiety could be prolonged irritability, difficulty sleeping, difficulty concentrating, inability to focus. So things like that, if you're experiencing those for, I'll say more than several days a week, and it's been on a consistent basis, and it's been going on for longer than 2 weeks, you should probably consider talking to someone about what's been going on. In terms of depression, sometimes you can just feel angry or sad. And it can be more intense than you would like it to be and last longer than you would like it to be. So I'll say if it's been longer than 2 weeks and you're feeling like higher levels of these types of feelings, I think that would be a good idea to definitely, consider talking to someone. Even with depression, you can also be irritable. You can undereat or overeat, oversleep or undersleep. So those are some signs of that as well. And then of course, if you're having thoughts or feelings about harming yourself, that's definitely more on the serious end. And I would definitely encourage you to talk to someone.
Start with this. Now, I sent you guys the link. I don't know if you've seen it floating around social media, and I don't know how much you know about Ronnie O'Neal. This picture should tell you a lot about this man. All right. So Ronnie O'Neal is accused, because we like to say, accused. We even said Derek Chauvin was accused, even though there was video evidence. But he's accused of killing his girlfriend, his daughter, and attempted murder of his son. And along the way, he's been in jail since, I guess, 2018. He decided he was going to represent himself. Right now, I don't know how many successful cases. We should have did the research. The successful cases of somebody representing themselves, if they've gotten themselves, I'm gonna say gotten themselves off, but if they got themselves acquitted. There we go. That's the right word, right? But I see the passion in Ronnie's eyes right here, and his opening statement was touching. Like, you have to give the person the benefit of the doubt, right? So
evidence is going to show I love my children. And the evidence is going to prove to you that this whole entire case has been tampered with and fabricated.
That was part of his opening statement, right? And from that, I can say that nigga's guilty. He's guilty. That nigga.
No question. No question. No question.
That right there. I don't know nothing else. If I didn't know anything else about the case, I can give you the prerequisite, and I showed you that opening statement. Just take him away there. It's a circus.
I'm terrified already just by seeing that.
It's a circus. Like, first of all, the hair, and then he's yelling, which I guess he means he's passionate about what he's saying, or he wants you to believe that. But who let this guy, defend himself? So
it could be a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is pretty. He has nobody else to blame but himself for the time he's got coming to him. E, you look like you a little puzzled down there. E, give me what's on your mind.
Nah, it's not even that I'm puzzled. You know, being aware of this this case and listening to his 11-year-old detail what he did to his mom and his sister, and the fact that he had his foot on his back and he was lighting a match trying to set him on fire. But let's talk about how much therapy this kid is going to need. The fact that going through that was one thing, but now having your dad ask you questions in a court, even though you're in a remote location, as if like, I can't talk to you like you're my dad because you also killed my mom and my sister, but yet I'm having, and he asked me, he was like, he had made a comment, he was like, it's good to see you. And he replied, it's good to see you too. And it's like, that I'm not saying it's good to see my pops after you kill my mom and my sister. Like, and you tried to set me on fire, right? No, it's not good to see you. But somehow, if you feel like that is okay, and he's sitting there trying to defend himself and say that he didn't do these things when your own son was there, is I mean, bro, you talk about setting us back, bro. Like, it's I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just hard to watch, but it's also, you want to make sure that people like him get made advantage of. Like, they should be the they should be made the example. Like, you not about to just be in here acting like a clown and think you're gonna get away with it.
Who remembers that?
Yo, those bits were awesome back in the day.
Oh my god. It's like an amazing trip down memory lane like this.
Yo.
My god, like
that is hilarious, dude.
And Piper chimed in, she's like, who was that? So Piper, we get harassed every now and then. Well, back in the day when we first started, we had our very first fan, or maybe not fan, or whatever, troller, and
he was like a heckler.
And he didn't like it. And plain and simple. So let me see, where were we at?
Before you go on, I think it was on Superfly to give his opinion about the X project.
Yep.
Yeah, like
hold on 1 second, Superfly.
Okay.
Who the hell is that? Who is that?
I don't like it.
Oh boy. He found us.
Yeah, I see y'all doing big things these days on YouTube and showing all your pretty little faces.
Yeah, we are.
You like that?
I don't like it.
You know what? Of course you don't like it. It's 100th episode though. Can we switch up the convo a little bit? Can we talk about the things that you do like at least?
Okay. But I don't like it. How about, in honor of your 100th episode, I give you my top 100 things that I like.
100?
It's a lot.
Can you like narrow that down a little bit?
Well, all right, here we go. Number 1, I like when people don't like stupid shit. Number 2, I like when people aren't fond of things. Number 3, I like when 2 pessimistic people don't see a positive outcome. Number 4, fuck this shit. I don't like y'all. Bye.
Respect.
And Negative Nelly kept his face out the screen, like no one knows what this man looks like.
Right? As the show was over, of course, we were still texting each other back and forth, always clowning the best that we know how to. And one of the things that I think CB had mentioned was like a song that he had did like a while ago, right? That he would probably want to do again, and I thought about that, like as an artist, songs that you did like when you were first starting out that probably had a certain sound, the maturity level came up, and then you started making, a different song, but it was the same type of music that you've always been doing, right? And so only I had to put the spin on it, right? Because who better than me to piss everybody else off, right? Because that's what I do. And I'm just gonna start off by saying, is it just E? But did little Michael have a better run than older Michael? Like his songs and the way that he delivered all the great albums and carried his whole damn family went harder than the freak show that he was of later years. Now, again, outside of the jokes, because we'll go ahead and go there, right? What I'm saying is the body of work as a kid and what he was doing when he was a kid, like understanding at that age the type of music that he was putting out, the work that he was doing, compared to when he was older. And when I mean older, everybody's gonna get on my head because there should be like another one. It was that Jerry curl t-shirt ripped, like
Thriller Mike.
Matter of fact, yeah. It was when Mike was like a thug, a Hollywood thug for about right in that middle right there when he was, walking around with the hood niggas. He was out here with the 60s one time. That's a true story. So again, I still feel like, is it just E? But young Mike was killing it better than old Mike was, or shall I say, older Mike. What are your thoughts, Sean? Let me know. I know you're gonna say something,
bro. You might have a point. CB, you want to take this first, or you want me to go first?
I'll go first because I feel like your answer is gonna be a little bit deeper than mine.
Real quick. I do want to say, it's kind of it's off topic here somewhat. I got a joke for you guys. All right, and this is alcohol talking. But here we go.
Hold up, is this brown liquor tonight?
No, this is just wine, but I had a lot of it.
Oh, okay. All right, I just need to know what level we was about to go.
We're about to go there because it's a joke. This is a joke. Here we go. And I'm gonna try. I'll tame it down for the kiddies. And you'll just know when I say a certain word what the real word is that I mean. What do you call a white man with a big penis? Michael Jackson. Go for it, CB.
God damn it. Oh,
I'm glad I don't have to go.
How do I lead at? Like, come on, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have a hard time finishing the segment. Nah, I think that E brings up some good points. I think you can make the argument that young Mike's accomplishments are actually, greater. It's one of those things where obviously what he did as a kid allowed older versions of Mike to soar to the heights that he did soar to. It probably would have been completely different if he was someone who was discovered as I don't know, like in his early 20s or something like that, compared to having been a child star and, like E mentioned, was carrying his family. I mean, we all know about the records he was breaking as an adult. So we know that there are numbers that can support, older Mike being the more successful of the two. But I think you can definitely make the case for younger Mike's accomplishments actually carrying more weight just because of the circumstance.
Okay. Is it on me now? Wait a minute. Let me clear the room. There we go. I'll go
take this guy's cup away from him. He's over here trying to duck where he can get.
I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not being blocked by mics. Literally, I got a mic right here and two mics. Right. So, anyways, there we go. So, yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. CB touched bases on it, but older Mike definitely outworks little Mike. He puts him under the table. Big Mike, yeah, absolutely. Let me tell you why. Because little Michael Jackson was good, but he wasn't good enough to originally be in Jackson 5. he had to go and do the little talent show, and his dad realized, oh, wait a minute, my son can sing. Randy or Marlon isn't the star. That's fine. Then, he went on with his brothers and had some big hits, I Want You Back, The Ben, all that. They had some hits, right? Right. But no, let me tell you this, because nobody, when you think about Michael Jackson, nobody brings that up first. Because what did they bring up first was the biggest moment Michael Jackson has had? Motown 25, the moonwalk. Little Michael Jackson wasn't doing that shit. Big Michael Jackson did the moonwalk. Thriller is the #1 album of all time. So that means it outdoes anything little Michael Jackson ever did. And when you think about Michael, no one is sitting here playing anything. You'd rather choose Thriller first before anything else Michael Jackson ever did, or Off the Wall, or maybe even Bad. Those are 3 albums right there. Classics, all done by Quincy Jones, right? Then, okay, let's figure that out. Okay, well, maybe it's not that. Then we'll go to the Teddy Riley days, and let's do Jam. Let's do Black or White with Macaulay Culkin in the bedroom. Let's do Remember the Time. Eddie Murphy, Mom, that experience right there. Younger Michael Jackson wasn't giving you that. He wasn't giving you any of it.
The wine definitely is kicked in, CB, because
How?
he missed the whole presentation of what I just
told you. Little
you.
Michael Jackson was better than bigger Michael Jackson, right? You said it's kind of
what I prefaced, and how did you start off your answer? Right, was you had to make mention that he wasn't good enough to be in the group. First of all, nobody listens to what Joe got to say because Joe was beating everybody's ass, right? And if Joe thought that Randy, Latoya, and whoever else had a damn future, is how you gonna listen to that? But what I'm saying is, what I said was the maturity of from where Mike was as a kid and how he was introducing the music as a lead singer to his older siblings, and really could have been out there by himself. The simple fact that when he was younger, James Brown recognized it. All the artists that he looked up to had already told him he had it at that early age. What I'm not disagreeing and saying that older Mike wasn't good. What I'm saying is he had the classic moments as a kid that we don't talk about because everybody looks at the older Mike. What other artists really had that run from young to old that played all the way through their career where they did not have a lag?
Stevie Wonder.
Get the fuck out of here.
Little Stevie Wonder?
Name Stevie's last album.
But you said without a lag. I mean, if we're going off the same.
Name Stevie's last album. Everybody on here
it's called A Time.
Mike's last album.
Okay, yeah. What's Mike's last album?
I'm asking you. What I'm asking you is, people on here or in general,
well,
you were going to sit there and say that you went and bought Mike's last album before he passed.
Nah, it's true.
The simple fact is, Stevie Wonder, and I'm not gonna make the joke about how far back his hairline is or the fact that we know he really can see. Nobody's checking for his latest album.
What is the same with Mike? But you saying from young to old, like the seamless career. Stevie had the seamless career, as well as Mike did. But again, you said memorable moments.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that. That should be a poll. Maybe
Stevie Wonder with the harmonica.
Listen, the harmonica, he got it built in his jacket pocket. Let's go. What I'm saying is,
we got to put this on the IG story. We got to put the poll up. We got to put the poll up.
Listen, the whole. What I said was from young to old, meaning that there was no lag in from where he came out. What I'm saying is, people were anticipating Mike's album when he was doing the production with the movie, right? The whole movie thing that I think was it Justin Timberlake or whoever else helped him out with. What was the last one, right? There it is, or whatever they referenced. When was the last time you heard us, or even we talked about a motherfucking Stevie Wonder album coming out
Because he
regardless
doesn't
if
put
it was
them
a
out.
Christmas album.
Stevie doesn't put music out like that anymore. Like
So how can you put him in the same category?
Because you
Stevie's
said young
last
to
cut-
old. You said young to
Stevie's
old.
last cut when
Stevie's
he was old.
last cut was So What's the Fuss? That was the last Stevie
What
Wonder.
year was that?
2003 or 4. Stevie
He's
doesn't
still
put
going,
albums
and you
out.
mean it's see
Stevie
Stevie even
doesn't-
laughed at it. You said
But you-
2003. This is 2000. If he was still relevant, what I'm saying is from the time that Mike was a kid to the time that Mike died, anything that fool pulled, like he dropped out, we was all checking for. Stevie does not have that fan affair, and I'm not saying because he wasn't that talented. What I'm saying is there was a lag time from when Stevie stopped dropping albums because it was more of a different era of what he came from. Mike has been consistent from kid to adulthood.
But at a certain point, Mike was just getting like it's just like trying to see Mike Tyson fight. It's that effect. He's already put in the work. It doesn't matter who he's fighting at this point. Everybody's checking for it. So Mike was actually putting out garbage. Nothing was really good since the past, present, or future, or even the one where You Rock My World. That was halfway decent. But like Mike was just put out album, people listen because it's Mike. Just because it's Mike. But
put the poll up. And I'll
But
tell
I'm
you
trying
right
to tell
now. I'll tell you right now. I put 20 on it. I put 20. I will send you $20 if people say that Stevie had a better career from start to finish, even though he's still around.
I didn't say they had a better career. You said name somebody else from child that had the same type of career as Mike. You said who was a child to adult.
I'll still bet that they don't agree with that.
You don't.
Yo, put up Sean's comment. Put up
There you go, Sean. See, there it is.
Let's do it. Let's put it up because I'm trying to little Stevie Wonder to older
Sean,
Stevie.
Sean, put it on y'all page too.
Let me tell you this. It's just like, I mean, this is a bad example, but Curtis Mayfield only got not Curtis Mayfield. Frankie Beverly has been torn off the same album for years. Doesn't have to put out new music because people are still checking for the same things. Like, I mean, it's the same thing with kind of Jay-Z for a while. People would listen to whole stuff, but it wasn't the same. Kanye. People still listen to Kanye, and it's not the same.
I want the old Kanye.
People still listen to Kanye. It's not the same.
Nah, you got to give me a better example. Here's a better example, and I'm gonna throw it out there. All right, in all seriousness, right? Usher, when he first came out, his very first album didn't do much, right? Second album was when he really got introduced to the world.
Mm-hmm.
He then had The Street. After Confessions, what did Usher come out with that you were checking for until it was like whatever hits that had to come with whoever was popping out?
Usher was the curse of Confessions. That's the curse of having a perfect album. Because
don't give me the. What I'm saying is I'm giving you the example of how
right, but he was
somebody who was in the industry as a kid that did not have that moment of lull albums. Like it didn't matter.
Different though. There wasn't nobody anticipating Usher albums.
Even after he dropped Confessions, you don't think people was anticipating
people
the
wanted
next
to hit
one?
the follow up, but before that, come on. I mean, it was the simmer, right? He had a simmering up into Confessions. Didn't have to confess. It was hard to outdo Confessions. It's the Lauryn Hill thing too. Lauryn Hill can't outdo Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
She's not supposed to, because we knew even if we got anything from her, there'd be people on here to argue that her second album after The Miseducation was just as good as the next one because of the type of person who she is. Sean drinking too.
Sean's probably got the Terramana poured up. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you. Hold on a second. While we're talking about all this and what people are checking for, look, I'll tell you what people are checking for. People are checking for. Let me just do this. People are checking for the Love You Crazy, Sean Xavier featuring Kaleo. People are really checking for that. That comes out at midnight, right? I mean, that's what they're checking for, Sean. They've been waiting for this for years, or maybe it's just me. But yeah, look, midnight, Bandcamp, check us out. Put a lot of work into that. That verse. It's good to finally hear it come out. But also, look, if you guys shout out to Sean real quick because Sean's been on fire this week. Buzz Music put an article out about Sean and just where he's been at, his projects and stuff like that. Then they also dove into the instrumental album where I know this guy.
No, I said a telehealth visit, like trying to see their doctor.
Yeah.
A video. Oh, bro. You got to come in for that.
Right.
Right.
How often should we get adjusted?
Oh, that's a good question. It depends on the person and your lifestyle. I get adjusted about every 2 weeks. If I had the time, I would get it done every week. I think it feels amazing, but your body does not necessarily need it. If you're doing a whole lot of sitting, a lot of physical things, if your body has a chronic condition you're trying to deal with, you'll come in more often than the average person. But a good time frame for most people, I think, is a good maintenance. So maybe every 6 weeks, every month and a half, just because your body's just sustaining all this wear and tear. It's just a nice way to keep your body healthy. But nobody should necessarily be getting adjusted every day. Or even every week. Everybody.
What do you do in between adjustment sessions then? Like, is there some kind of routine maintenance or anything that you guys generally suggest? Like, how does that go?
Oh, so in between your visits to the office?
Mhm.
So I give my patients, I try to educate my patients with everything that pertains to their particular lifestyle. So I give you stretches to do. We make ergonomic changes if needed, like say your workstation. So I assume you guys are working from home. You guys are working tomorrow. So we'll talk about how your desk is set up, how often you're getting up, how long you're sitting. If you have a physical job, we talk about how that entails and finding ways to modify, make things easier. So I just arm them with a lot of informational things just to make it so that they don't need the chiropractor. They don't need to come in because they're hurting, but instead they're coming in because they just want to continue feeling good. So stretching, eating good, keeping the stress levels down, and then modifying some lifestyle things. Yep. Bruh, look. Go to my website and schedule an appointment.
Right,
I don't know how practical that is.
You gonna have to cut him off now. She done addressed it now.
No, it's funny. It's funny. It's cool. It's cool.
No,
It's cool.
Trust me, he is the life of the comment
He's-
section. Trust me, he gets it going.
Yeah, he's cracking me up.
Get him, Doc.
Right. I guess I guess a question that's usually asked, and I feel like it's is the stigmatism of cracking your own fingers, or I wouldn't necessarily say limbs, but like, if you crack your back or your fingers, like, what is your initial thing when you tell people because I've seen people that I see others ask, or I've been to one before and he asked, do you crack your knuckles, or, do you crack your back, your neck? Do you tell them not to do that, or do you just say, how do you advise for that?
Unless the person comes in and they tell me they do crack or heroin or whatever, I don't tell people what not to do. I try to steer them in a more positive direction. So instead of saying don't crack your back, because obviously they're doing it, it feels good. I try to explain to them how not cracking it or how doing something else is more beneficial to their body in the long run. So there's nothing wrong with cracking your fingers or your toes. My dad used to crack our toes for fun when we were little. I loved it because it's all in the direction that you're pushing the bone. So you can do some things to your fingers because you can reach that line of drive because you're pushing that bone in the direction it will normally go. That's not a problem, but it's near impossible to move your neck or your back in the proper direction that the bone needs to go. Because we move the bones, my stuff is at work, but the bones sit on each other and they move in a certain angle. So when we do the adjustment, we push it. Now we go to school for 8 years, so it's not like you can learn this from YouTube. But we push the bone in the direction it would normally go. It's impossible when you're in your own body to get that vector, to get that direction. So you may get some relief, but you're really just crunching the bones and joints in directions they would not normally go. So you're actually going to advance some degeneration and some injury that you already have. And also you can bother the soft tissue. So it might feel good right then, like the crack or heroin, but in the long run, it's not good for you.
Wait a minute.
Get off that lean. Get off them perks. How about this? All that. Do it the natural way. Come to a professional. We got you.
There you go.